The Zippo 200 for the NASCAR Nationwide Series under caution at Watkins Glen International. Our aerial coverage brought to you by Goodyear, the official tire of NASCAR, helping NASCAR drivers get to the finish line for over 50 years. So what we've got going on in the race right now are two different pit stop strategy schedules. You got the Jimmie Johnson, Dario Franchitti bunch, the guys that led at the start of the race, that pitted at lap 13 and have had a lot of caution laps since. And then you got Kyle Busch, who stayed out until lap number 21, but he's way back in 23rd place. A little confusing?
Well, I like the strategy right now. The guys that pitted at lap 12. I did not think that was going to work at all, but they've had so many caution flags, it looks like they're going to get away with it. I didn't think it was the right move then.
Yeah, we'll continue to see caution flags. I mean, we're only a third of the way into the race, and we've seen, 3 cautions for 8 laps. So we're going to see more of those. I still think Kyle Busch, though, has a great chance to cycle his way back towards the front after that stop on lap 21.
We'll find out a little bit less than a lap from the restart. Let's hear what some of the crew chiefs are thinking. David, you lead off.
And we'll talk to Pat Smith, he crew chiefs for Jeff Burton. Went from way back to making a pretty smart move to dive on pit road, all in the span of 1 lap. Now you lead the race. The question I have, 1 lap shorter than everybody else on fuel. Can you make it in 1 more stop?
It's obviously going to be close. It's not about that stop. It's about that last stop. So we'll see how this plays out. With the cautions, I'm sure we'll be able to make it to that last stop. It's just what decision we decide to make there. The Holiday Inn Chevrolet has a little bit of damage, but it still seems to be pretty fast, so it's all good.
All right, we'll keep our eye on him. Jamie?
And Paul Wolfe, he's crew chief for Ryan Newman. He tried a different strategy. They did it on lap 13, but you guys opted for fuel only, no tires. Do you think that's going to hold up? And what is the magic number to make it in 1 more stop?
Yeah, we feel pretty good about it. Supercuts Dodge has been good since we unloaded yesterday, and Ryan, he's doing a great job, and he knows what he needs, all his experience. So it was kind of his call to keep those tires on there. We were in our fuel window, so we'll see what we can do up front here for a little while, and probably around lap 47, 49 is going to be our window for the last stop. So a lot of it is about track position, so we'll see what he can do up front here.
So far, so good on the tires, Doc.
Good on tires, good on fuel thus far. 3 drivers sent to the back of the pack to 25. Bobby Hamilton Jr. for non-compliant fueling. Normally that means they don't have a catch can engaged all the time when they're fueling. The 86 car was speeding on pit road. Antonio Perez, he will go to the back. And the 81 car, P.J. Jones, sent to the back of the field for aggressive driving. That was the probably the retaliation between he and the 66 car of Stephen Wallace. Robby Gordon, who started second, currently 15th. He's one of the drivers that had the speeding penalty when he made the pit stop early today on lap 14. He had to go to the back of the pack, and now he's made his way partially up, now in the top 20 to 15th spot.
Yeah, he has plenty of time to still get to the front because Robbie's capable of making some passes here. He has a really good car, and that probably just fueled him up a little bit whenever he got that speeding penalty to drive a little bit harder. He's coming.
Jeff Burton, the leader. Pat Smith, the crew chief, non-committal on whether they can make it the rest of the way.
I thought just about the smile on his face. It looked like he might feel pretty good about it. We've had a lot of caution laps that's helped pad that, and we'll have more, just like Brad said. We're not finished having caution flags.
Yeah, like he said, he's just trying to get to that next stop, and he may have to pit a lap shorter there than what he really wanted to, just to make sure that he's got enough fuel to do that, but to help him get to the end.
You crew chiefs have great poker faces. You never let anybody know what you're thinking. I got to believe they can make it. Jeff Burton will lead them down to the green flag here. Ending caution number 3 at Watkins Glen. Glad to have you with us. ESPN on ABC. It is Burton, Ryan Newman in the Dodge, and here comes Jimmie Johnson to make a move for second spot.
Wow, he got a good run to start that. That's going to allow him probably to take this spot because he's going to have the preferred line as they get to turn 2 right here. He came here saying he wanted to practice, but I think he's on a mission, too, to try to win the race.
Well, he wants that trophy.
Couple of open wheel veterans. That's Franchitti in the 40 and Sam Hornish Jr. in the 12 as they battle for position number 4.
I think when those guys were battling for championships in the RL, that they had ever had any idea they'd be here on a Saturday in a nationwide car racing at Watkins Glen?
And going for the win.
Got Marcus Ambrose behind these two in the 59 car. Oh, about guys chasing their dreams. Here's Hornish. Remember, he hasn't pitted since lap 6, and a possible lead change as Jimmie Johnson takes it away.
Made it look easy. Now he has the preferred line into this last turn.
Well, that's taking 2 spots away in 1 lap. That's pretty good. You got a pretty strong horse when you can do that.
Again, Jimmie making only his second start of the year in the NASCAR Nationwide Series. 22 car, Ryan Newman was getting a little racy there. Jamie.
Well, it's interesting how it came about to put Ryan Newman in this car. Armando Fitz is the owner, of course, of this car. He's had 6 different drivers in it. 2 weeks ago, his phone rang, and it was Ryan Newman. Ryan said, I want to drive your car. I need some extra laps. And he said, hey, man, I don't have a bunch of money to be paying a Cup driver like yourself to sit in this car. And Ryan said, no, I just need to get in your car. I need laps. I want to run better in the Cup race on Sunday. Armando said, I would love to have you in my car. So this is the first time this year we've seen Ryan behind the wheel. Of course, the 7th different driver. I haven't seen Armando Fitz this happy all year, Doc.
He got to be loving what he's seeing right here, getting that these guys are trying to maintain, trying to hold on to sponsorships, trying to look ahead for 2009, and having Ryan Newman call you and say, I want to drive your car, be sort of like Tiger Woods call and say, I want to swing your driver.
You think that means that Ryan Newman's already signed his other contracts, and so he doesn't have to worry about the money, so he'll do this for free? No, I think he just is exactly right. We see Clint Boyer passing Matt Kenseth here, and but these guys, this is how much it means to them to come here and run on Saturday just to get in that rhythm and get that experience and driving on a road course again, because they only do it, the Cup guys only do it twice a year.
Matt Kenseth on board camera looking ahead to Clint Boyer, who was the points leader. 22, Ryan Newman got by the 29 of Jeff Burton to take the position away.
He's coming. Armando's getting happier.
Yeah, and he doesn't have tires on this car. That's the impressive thing here is whenever they just got fuel there. That's very impressive. They could do this and shows just how good a race car they have.
Our Carfax telemetry, you see Burton hard on the brake there, and the RPMs, the speed come down to just a tick over 80 miles an hour.
It feels like you're going a lot faster than that through there, I'll assure you. You're trying to hustle that car through there.
That's faster than I thought they were going through that corner. That's almost 100 miles an hour. It looks like it's a tighter turn than that. That's carrying a lot of speed through there. Right here's the one that'll take your breath. Go 150 miles an hour down into this turn.
But they're turning left, so they're used to that. You know, they can handle that a lot of times. Even though there are more right-hand corners here and your car's set up more for that, you really have to carry. We heard Rusty talk about earlier. You have to carry speed through there. That very important corner to get set up for that last corner to come to this straightaway.
Leaders go flashing by, and Robby Gordon, there is the car of Robby Gordon, the 55 car, right behind the points leader, Clint Boyer, and he is making a move. He's picking them off one by one.
He's made up 5 spots since the restart. That's pretty impressive. He's not done yet either. He's chasing these guys down.
It's not like he's passing guys in the back of the pack either. These are guys that are fast and good race cars, so he does have a fast car. And still, again, plenty of time, only 28 of the 82 laps finished.
He got a little bit of his hood looks like it's trying to come loose there in one spot.
Robby owns his own race car, not only here in the Nationwide Series, but he's one of the few owner drivers in NASCAR Sprint Cup. What would it mean? You've owned your own cars before in this division in the past, DJ. What would it mean to Robby to be able to win this race today in his car?
Yeah, it means a lot that you've put all of that together and made it all happen. And Robby is a person that takes a lot of pride in having really good equipment and getting the job done himself. Mike, you've got more to add on this?
And DJ, yeah, it would be special, but it also would be a challenge. Today, he's got a different crew chief. Johnny Kaiser is calling the shots. Now, Johnny's been a friend of Robby's for some 20 years. They've worked together on their off-road truck type of stuff. So to kind of compensate for Johnny's lack of experience, well, Robby's really planning strategy from the seat. Not too long ago, he radioed in and said, on our next stop, I want to take 4 tires, and then hopefully we can go all the way to the distance. If we do have to stop again, it's only for a splash of fuel. But Robby basically calling the strategy from the seat of that race car.
Oh, yeah, that's just what you need as a driver, calling the strategy here.
Easy, easy. But Robby's one that, he
can do it.
He can do it. He does everything. He pays the bills. He goes out and gets the sponsors, does everything.
Hey, I remember listening to a driver for many years who called a lot of the strategy from his seat. His name was Rusty Wallace, and by the way, he was very, very good, particularly at this road course, and obviously won a NASCAR Cup Series title.